Back to the business at hand today. We mentioned it, 3 races left in the Cup Series regular season. I don't think you pick a wider variety of tracks, Steve, than Watkins Glen, Richmond, and Daytona. How do you see these final 3 races affecting these standings?
Well, if your name's in blue, they're not going to affect you. And that was the goal when the races, when the season started 21 weeks ago, because the chaos can be real. But if I pick out one name below that I think has a chance, I think it's Kyle Busch. I wouldn't have said that even just 4 weeks ago, but this 8 team and Kyle Busch are finding some pace. They look very good here. Are they the fastest? No, but they're fast enough that if the race comes their way, they could punch their ticket.
Yeah, I'm going to look at Brad Keselowski and his teammate Chris Buescher. They've both proven that they can win on these next 3 racetracks. I know they're not at their very best right now, but all they have to be is at the right place at the right time one of these next 3 weeks.
Let's hear from a few drivers trying to lock their spot into the playoffs, starting with the driver Steve mentioned, Kyle Busch. He's with Kim Kuhn.
Recently, Kyle Busch and the team have shown up with very fast race cars. That showed up yesterday in a 5th place qualifying position. Is the car good enough that you guys can be dangerous here this afternoon?
Well, I'd like to think so. You know, we unloaded when trying to figure out the braking zones and how the car rotated and drove off the corners and tried to work on a little bit more rear grip, and everything we did was just kind of like, no better. So we undid that and just let me go to work on the qualifying run. Got a really good qualifying effort. So proud of that, and everybody at RCR and the Zone Chevrolet. So hopefully it's a good race car. You know, you got to keep the rear tires on it, talking to everybody here. That's sort of the theme of the day, and trying to maintain your track position while doing that. That's tough to do, but you want to be close enough to all those guys in front of you that when you come down pit road, you can jump them and try to continue to move your way up through the field and get yourself a spot to win.
Dave, Kyle is a 2-time Watkins Glen winner.
Well, Kim, we're just glad that Michael McDowell is here talking to us, because yesterday he was involved in a vicious wreck in the Xfinity race. How are you, and how good can you be in the Cup race starting from 6th?
Yeah, I feel fine. I mean, I'm definitely a little bit sore, but nothing, ibuprofen and a Celsius can't fix. The Gold Bullion Chevy was really fast yesterday in practice qualifying, starting 6th, so feel good about our chances today. We obviously got to execute, got a few spots to gain here early on, but feel like we had good pace yesterday.
All right, 71 should be good today, and a new hangover cure, I think, Kim.
Last year, Chris Buescher and the team took home the checkered flag at the Glen. You guys know you can win, but as you look at the standings, there's a way to point into the playoffs. How complicated does that make things today?
Yeah, really, we just want to do the same thing again. So go out there. We've got a fast-built Submarines, Ford Mustang, and with that, it opens up opportunity. If we can go out there and race this thing into a checkered flag, walk us into the playoffs like that. But I think we have the speed where we'll be able to gather points on the day as well. So first things win, seconds capture as many points as possible.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
Sounds like the key word today for the 17 team is flexibility.
So, Steve, often at road courses, crew chiefs have to make decisions, go for the points or go for the win. You can tell Chris Buescher's thinking about it. If you were his crew chief, Scott Graves, how would you play the game today at plus 23?
Well, Buescher's thinking about it, but he didn't commit to either. Let's try to win and score some points. Well, look, that's very, very difficult. At plus 23, I think you're Chris Buescher. If you're as good as I think they are, I really think you have to race for the win. I know that's kind of unpopular with some of the Chris Buescher fans that would love to see him locked in points, but I'm the opposite. The golden ticket's the magic ticket. He proved here he could do it a year ago. Everybody on stage keeps talking SVG. Chris Buescher says, SV who? I beat him a year ago. Why not today? So I would ignore a points race for the win.
We talked about the variety of tracks, CJ, to close out the regular season, but who views today at Watkins Glen as their best shot to win their way into the playoffs?
Well, I think Michael McDowell only has one way in, and that's to win a race. And I think he's got 2 shots, obviously, here and Daytona, but this is the first one on the books right now. I think he knows how to get it done. His road racing has been good this year, so I expect to see him there battling, and I don't think he's afraid to move anyone.
Well, not afraid to move anyone, and I like this younger, brash driver, 110 starts, but why not today? Why not today for Ty Gibbs? Could it be the first career win? It would be a big win that would move him into the playoffs. I don't think it would shock anyone. He's getting better each and every start. It would be a bit of a surprise, but not a long shot. I'd give him credit.
Hi, folks. Lee Diffie from NBC Sports. If you enjoyed what you just watched, well, it's time to bring the action and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel. You can have it all. News, highlights, interviews, and analysis. So go for it.